flames down here. CS2 really nerfed Zywoo, huh? Messy over Messy, yeah. I wholeheartedly disagree with you, Lux. Monacy is better. And I'd actually say it's not even close. I think you can't say, oh, fuck off. Fuck off. Everyone feels a little nerfed right now. We all have like 3.5k or more playing Go. And now this new subtick stuff is fucking with all of our muscle memory. Yeah. Yeah. I think that combined with my hiatus has definitely put me in a position to be a little bit more aware of how the game feels differently. Like I almost had like a little bit of like a mental, like a muscle memory reset almost, to where I'm probably relying a little bit less on muscle memory than, you know, brainlessly streaming for fucking 15 hours and playing Counter-Strike all goddamn day and just utilizing muscle memory to still be like good enough. And now I'm actually having to like pay a little bit more attention. So I'm actually recognizing like some differences in how the game actually feels. Kind of weird. I'm not opposed to CS2 being different enough to where it mixes up metas and allows like a larger pool of competitive players to be at like a decent level. I kind of like that. I think that if you know, like a pool of players that are like at the top play a game for long enough, it's pretty tough to like dethrone them. I think that like CS2 coming in and switching some things up isn't the worst thing in the world. We'll adapt and get back to looking at the second monitor while stomping pubs. Yeah, probably. For me, it's the it's like that. It's that millisecond, you know, the MS delay between just fully being able to like halfway pay attention and allowing muscle memory to take the wheel, and now actually having to like to process some things and make some decisions. That's kind of where it's a little frustrating for me, but I think for as a whole, I'm not opposed to it switching some things up. Good morning, Vi. How do you feel about a kernel anti-cheat versus VAC? Morally, I think kernel anti-cheats are inherently predatory, and I don't think that we have an example outside of Vanguard to really base any sort of reasoning or data behind it being more beneficial over something like VAC. I think that there's multiple layers to it. Like, I don't think people actually realize like how easy it is for like a large corporation like Riot to be beholden to their shareholders, and like Tencent, for example. You pretty much sign away your rights regardless of your country by, you know, clicking I agree to the EULA to install Vanguard. I think that it constantly running, constantly taking snapshots, constantly watching what you're doing outside of the game window, there's no excuse for that. I think that that's just not good. It's not a good direction to go in terms of what we need. Cloudy, what's up? How are you? How are we doing today? Doing pretty well, Vi. Doing pretty well. I'm rocking my Atlanta United kimono, according to Lux. It's actually just a baseball jersey. It's been years and years. It has. It has. Almost 2 years to the day from last, was it Thursday? Started it back up. Doing well, man. Doing well enough to come back and enjoy it. So it's good to see you. It's hard to feel they're in the right direction with the AI stuff, which I thought that's what VAC has been doing for a while. Everybody thought that they were going to kind of relaunch it and have it be AI based, but I think they pumped the brakes on it for some fucking reason. Part of me kind of thinks maybe the backlash from the kernel level anti-cheat that Vanguard or that Riot put out with Vanguard might have adjusted Valve's kind of perception on what would be acceptable. I would say though, if there is a company that you could probably trust to have that level of access to your machine and not be fucky with it, it's probably Valve. I would say, like, it's probably Valve. I'd probably be okay with it. But you can't just inherently cut off like a huge portion of your player base based off of, you know, not everybody, some people, like, to use as an example, right? I don't do this, but lots of people use their home PC for work, for personal reasons. Like, I'm not talking about like just fucking porn. I'm talking about like, you know, people have like pictures of their families and shit on their machines. Like, you really can't mess with people's like personal lives like that and then make it more about like, oh, it's to protect you from cheaters. Like, in the levels of like things I'm worried about in life, cheaters in a video game is pretty low on the list. Atlanta sports, it's all I got. Fuck with the baseball kimono. Thank you, bye. I think you know they have a bunch of grown men play Valve games and are not going for kernel anti-cheat. I think that, I don't know. I think Valve could do it. I think they could. I think if there is a company out there that could release it and people be like, eh, I think it could be Valve. I think Valve has bought so much goodwill from their consumers that I'm probably in that demographic that would say it would be annoying to such a small degree, but I just don't trust Riot and or Tencent. The problem with the AI stuff is that they need to be 99+% accurate, otherwise the backlash from false positive is going to be immense. The only thing I'd have to say to that, Hayes, is like on the other side of that, there are already false positives. So I think that if the level of actual cheaters that are caught supersedes the false positives by a percentage that makes sense in most people's brains, I don't necessarily see that as too much of a problem. And being that like AI is still a relatively new piece of, like, in the consumer space, relatively new piece of tech, I think that we would probably get to a point where I'd probably prefer it. I don't know if we're there yet, but I think we're close. Does Valve even have incentive to fix the cheating problem? All of Go, there was cheating problems and the game survived. I think this kind of goes back to the level of dissonance that most players have, where the average Counter-Strike player, probably the average competitive video game player, assumes that more people are cheating than they actually are. I'm not bought into all the the percentages that people throw out there. I really think that the the majority of people are not cheating. I think that there is a amount of cheaters that could potentially impact your experience, but at such a small degree. I'm not really like bought into it being like this huge fucking issue, which kind of then solidifies the concept of, is a kernel level anti-cheat actually required outside of them just wanting to have that additional information from you and that additional power? My answer to that is, I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's necessary even a little bit. If I'm going to trust a company in the game space to do it, it'd be Valve, but it's hard. Agree 100%. Print money off people buying Prime accounts. I don't know if they really even give a shit about that. I don't think Valve gives a shit about Prime accounts. That's not where they make billions of dollars off of skins alone. I really don't think that thought process that they're not incentivized to ban cheaters because more people are buying Prime accounts. I really, it's a drop in the bucket. I don't think that's necessarily their thought process on it. To give an example, the reason why they haven't really, the reason why they've still allowed, you know, betting and skin sites and gambling to still go on, people think like, oh, well, Valve are making so much money off of it. No. Valve's concept for managing their games is that they are inherently hands-off. They kind of allow the community to do whatever the fuck they want and just like assume that the bad apples will weed themselves out, or that the issue isn't going to reach a tipping point to where it takes over the scene in its entirety. I think as long as esports and top tier competitive play are reasonably independent of a lot of these problems, I don't see them stepping in and making any real decisions or changes. False positives is just part of it. They just have to have a support system to handle it, which they do. Agreed. Or basic image recognition, segmentation, processing, and others that are considered to be good at like 80 to 90% accuracy. I mean, as you probably know this, Hayes, like most numbers related, like algorithmic data, most people would align with like that level of accuracy being like fine. I mean, shit. Even at like the kernel anti-cheat level, like Riot's data, which they give us next to none, right? They even a lot for like around a 1 to 2% margin of error. And like if 1 or 2% of 100 million people, like that's a considerable amount of people. If we're gonna say like out of the 80 to 90% accuracy schemes, there is a like sub 1% of false positives. But that's kind of what I was saying earlier. If the amount of actual cheaters that are banned severely outweighs that somewhat small percentage of inaccuracy or false positives, I don't see that as necessarily being a problem. If they're better than me, they're cheating. Pretty much most people's fucking brains. First saying, say no joke premiere like 3 months ago is purely spin bars above the 19K threshold. I did hear about that. Yeah, I think that there was some front running when it came to when the game kind of like hit that elo level. I don't think it's 1/3 like some people say. No. That's why I think the climb into AI with VAC is steep. Yeah. But again, that kind of goes back to almost like a boon in Valve's favor that they didn't just 100% jump into AI and say, hey, we're ready, we're launching this, fucking figure it out, right? They have evidence their games thrive even if people are bitching about cheating. The games are still thriving because it is such a small portion of people's experience. I think that kind of speaks for itself, in my opinion. I can confirm numbers are accurate. Thank you, Force. Yeah, I'm just saying 90% probably isn't good enough for Valve to feel comfortable going live. Oh, yeah. No, I agree with that sentiment, is. I would agree with you. Valve is the type of company that I would venture to say that they wouldn't launch something like or completely change over. I think they might trickle it in. I think it might like carry some of the weight to a certain degree, and until it reaches a certain threshold of significance where they're like, okay, we can kind of completely switch over. And again, that kind of goes back to just like Valve doing it, I would say, as close to the right way as possible, right? People are definitely coked out calling people cheaters, but it's kind of crazy that even me, a silver player, it's a blatant spinner every like 3 to 4 games. See, the way that I always felt about cheating in Go was, it wasn't so much the top end cheating that was consistent. It was the lower rank cheating, right? It's only since CS2 where we've seen maybe an uptick in the higher elo levels of play having more consistent cheater activity. But again, I think that's more so a case of like, if your pool of data is centered around a smaller portion of players because not enough players have entered that pool of elo, even if there's 5 cheaters and you only have 100 people playing, that percentage is significantly higher than like in Go, right? With the ranks being fleshed out over years, you have a more standardized bell curve of players spread out across the entirety of the elo levels, right? And then even then you can kind of like step back and then make that counter of, well, Valve has always been of the opinion we don't necessarily need to have the best anti-cheat because the majority of our competitive players at that level are playing on ESCA or Faceit, and their anti-cheats are more significant, more robust. Now, I think that it's probably more likely in CS2 we see Valve be a bit more hands-on, but it's a little ridiculous. But new game, and they put a leaderboard to flex your cheats to get sales from having your people in the top 100. See, I think that sprint, that's what I was talking about, like the sprint. I think that's probably more in line with what we actually saw, rather than like an increase in the percentage of the player base that were cheating. Bill is the cleanest, I think. Always has been. That's just like a standardized bell curve. Maybe 1 or 2 instances I was suspicious of in Premiere before hitting 19K. If I were Valve, I feel like I actually have a decent buffer time wise, knowing the cheers are basically paying themselves the HVH. Agreed. I can say that I've run into a cheater almost every Premiere match I've been in. I'm not talking like, oh, I think he's cheating. I'm talking about getting headshot off rip and spawn with the scout. Yeah. Oh, I'm not saying it's not a problem, by the way, guys. Please don't misinterpret what I'm saying. I just think that it's a combination of people overreacting as well as an incentive to front run to certain levels of elo to be validated in a way in a new game. I think that incentivizes more people to cheat than not. It's global then, obviously people cheating global matchmaking. Yeah. Started using Faceit until recently. I played Faceit and ESCA almost exclusively for years. Yeah. 50. I think that's the other point that a lot of people kind of don't necessarily consider. Like if you are I think Counter-Strike is a very unique example of a competitive shooter where it kind of is in its own lane, right? Like even like post-Valorant world and landscape, I think there are still a very large number of PC players that only play Counter-Strike. I don't think there are a lot of games in the market that have a player base where I don't know if we'd ever be able to get this sort of data. I don't even know how you would be able to get this data. I'd be interested in seeing it. But like the player retention level to where like to the 90 something percentile that you are pretty much turning your PC on and playing Counter-Strike and not swapping games, not bouncing between different experiences, where the overlap between like COD, Apex, Valorant, you know, some of these other more like mainstream games, I'll say that, I think there's a lot more overlap. So if you are a player that plays almost solely Counter-Strike day to day and you run into cheaters, you're probably more likely to have the thought process that there is a huge problem in Counter-Strike specifically instead of looking at the totality of cheating in general, getting better with newer tech. That's the cat and mouse game that's been going on for forever between coders and cheaters, or coders for games and anti-cheats and coders for cheaters. It's been a problem for forever in most competitive environments in video games. I mean, fuck, not even in competitive environments. Like, people fucking like bot and script and cheat in like World of Warcraft, and they're not even like racing or anything like that. So, but I think Counter-Strike is a unique example that they have like a very strong core player base that's all they play, and they're not like terminally online. They're not going on Reddit looking up threads about like cheating being an epidemic or any of the shit, and they're just looking at Counter-Strike face value. Hey, there's a lot of cheaters in Counter-Strike, there's a problem in Counter-Strike. Well, no, there's just an influx of cheating sort of like seasonally in most competitive environments. Big news, fix the bug, review models of Bob accessibly on Linux. Thank fucking God. I just don't want to sweat 100% of the time, which is the problem with Face It after years, while it's like the only other game. Yeah. I mean, I think that's always been my sort of shtick as well. Like, not anymore, obviously, but when I played a fuck ton of Go, obviously I would have my like serious time playing Face It or ESEA, and then I would get off, and then if I was streaming at the time, like I'd stream and play with buds or whatever, I would have that distinction, right? Are people feeling about match performance also impacting Elo and Face It now rather than strictly win-loss? I think that always should have been the case. I'd actually believe 1 out of 7 to 1 out of 8 overall across all FPS in terms of cheer numbers. Games like Tarkov honestly might be higher. Tarkov was real bad. I think it would be skewed depending on what game you're looking at, but I think overall I'd probably, I don't know, I'd probably be more in the 1 out of 10 range, but yeah, probably close to about there, honestly. I've run into way more cheers than Tarkov. Yeah. It would definitely be like top heavy if we start bringing in some other games. Oh, Tarkov is actually 99% cheaters. What's up, Panda? Yeah, I'd like to think that it's a matter of perspective, but as soon as you give somebody room to interpret things like based off of their experiences, that does sound kind of shit, actually. I think that, gun to your head, I think if most people had to make a decision whether or not somebody was cheating, or, and I'm not talking about spin botters, I'm not talking about like actual literal cheating. I think gun to their head, if they were to actually have to make a decision whether or not somebody was cheating or they misplayed, their dog shit, etc., etc., I think most people would probably side with they're not cheating. Yeah, I was about to say, like, as soon as you allow people to think for themselves, they typically choose the wrong answer. It's probably about to get more spicy than that, but I left it pretty mundane. No group of 4 play Tarkov daily and they cheat. Yeah. Honestly, it makes more sense to me for nobodies and lowlives to cheat just for like the power fantasy that they can't. That's like the only amount of power that they have in their lives, right? Like, somebody who is not successful at fuck all anything in their life, but they can hop on a video game and piss people off and like ruin somebody else's experience. That to me is more believable. What I can't really subscribe to is that it's so widespread and rampant in Counter-Strike or competitive games outside of like Tarkov or whatever, and they're doing it because they want to like go pro. That's where a lot of people have a misconception of the reason behind the psychology, and this is where it gets really fucking interesting for me, maybe not for a lot of other people. Like, the psychology of cheating is, here we go, yeah, see, exactly. So the psychology behind cheating is typically stemmed from a power fantasy of them having control and or power over other players in the game. They know, most people know, that you're not going to go pro cheating. It's very, very simple. I think a lot of people have like this inherent bias towards the ceiling utilizing cheats is actually higher than what it is. The ceiling for somebody who is cheating is much, much lower than people think. Also, another good point, Lux. Yeah. Yep, Shrifty. Try to get to land, chalk up once they get there. I think like 30% of people cheat for an actual advantage. And like closet cheat. See, I don't think it's that high. I wouldn't think it's that high. Those, my friend, are called closeters. Yeah, I think that the majority of people cheat just to ruin other people's game and hold like a moniker of power. I think that if you... Yeah, but you can't have it both ways, Cloudy, right? Are they getting banned and then buying another Prime account and then cheating some more? Or are they giving up, right? Which one is it? Because if they know that they're going to get banned, right? That's what I was talking about, like that ceiling, right? So from an outsider's perspective looking in on like the competitive integrity of Counter-Strike, like if you talk to somebody like a layman, right? Like an average Counter-Strike player that plays maybe, I don't know, fucking 10 hours a week or something like that. Talk to an average Counter-Strike player and you ask them, do you think the competitive integrity of the game is invalidated by the amount of cheaters that you run into? Even if that person, right, the average player runs into a cheater, one cheater every single day, right? One cheater every single day. I would still tell you that that does not invalidate the competitive integrity of the game, because the ceiling at which that percentage drops dramatically is so goddamn low. Like, we're not talking about the competitive level that would actually influence people going pro or esports or anything like that. What's crazy, another thing I've seen is then younger generation cheating to carry e-girls and seem super good at the game. I'm actually more inclined to believe that to be the case. That actually makes sense. What up, Brutal? Yeah, that makes way more sense. They go cheat in a different game after. Most whoever say yes. I mean, that's like human nature, I feel like. To basically fake it till you make it for notoriety and fame and fucking, you know, fortune. And even if the level of fame, fortune is, you know, minimum wage, it still gets like a couple more eyeballs on you. People give you that little bit of like, you know, dopamine drip ego stroke that, hey, you're really good or whatever, right? Yeah, Cloudy, for sure. Yep, get a little dopamine from the approval, 100%. Just playing Viking? Fuck is Viking? For the e-girls, right? Wait, be right back. Gotta go plant some radishes. What a statement. Top gamer streamers make it look easy because that is their job after they understand that people grind to get the skills they have. I think what would really break people's brains, oh, Valen. Gotcha, Brutal. I think what would really break people's brains is the concept that if a truly high-level competitive player, I'll use myself as an example because I can only speak for myself, but I'll use myself as an example. And most of you have seen me, you know, and go and seen some of the shit that I've done. If somebody that is at a certain level, right, of mechanical skill and thought process, like they're actually a relatively high level thinker, right? They're not a moron and realize that staring at a wall, that somebody through a wall is obvious to pretty much everyone, right? If somebody who is at a certain level then cheats and they're good at it, like they're already good enough to where you're almost like, are they cheating? But no, I watch them, they stream, they put out content, they compete, whatever. And then they cheat, right? The gap between them being that fucking good and you, right? If they just get like 5% better, you would never catch them. You would never be able to tell the difference. It's the fucking morons where like their drop off from cheating, stream snipe, whatever the increase in skill differential is based off of the help that they're getting. The drop off is so ridiculous, even round to round, shot to shot, that they're making, that it becomes so incredibly obvious. What would break people's brains is the concept that if the true tell is that if pro players and truly like high level competitive players, if they cheated, you would have no idea. It would be next to impossible to catch them, because A, they're spending money, like big bucks, on some real stealthy, like high level cheats that are constantly updated and outpacing the anti-cheats. And then B, there isn't enough of a drop off for when they don't, that you don't necessarily feel like it's all that fucking weird. I blame Valorant for the influx of cheats. I don't know if I blame Valorant. I just think it's time. I think it's just time. I think it's tech and time. I think we've just reached a point where it's a little bit easier to code these things, or more attention's being given towards it, so people kind of feel like they need to like outpace and devise new things. I don't know. I think it's natural, honestly. Like there'll always be tells when you have more info that you're supposed to have. No, so one of the most not egregious, but one of the most I would say common high level cheats were actually injected through like a mouse, so like a USB, and it would be a piece of software. Some of you guys might have heard about this, maybe like, you know, some of you guys that are a little bit more in tune and interested in this sort of thing. So essentially what it would do was, like, if you were to like spray an M4, right, it would reduce the recoil on like every other bullet or every third bullet to a degree that you would pretty much not be able to tell which one is actually like toggled on and which one isn't. And it was, I'm not going to say widely utilized or like common or anything, but there were professional players that utilized it, and nobody had any fucking idea. No, not radar stuff. It's more common for people to like stream snipe and shit like that. Almost like a Zen on the controller. Yep. Yeah. Crazy shit. Most pros don't need walls and stuff because when you play enough, you can break down the time it takes you to get to point A and B, which again, kind of like going back to what I said, the ability to determine whether or not somebody made a read, right, versus like cheated, you really, those decisions are made, and if it doesn't work, you're like, that was a stupid decision, but if it works, you're like, why'd you make that decision, right? Like it's tough. Yep. People have like an inherent feel for the game that kind of just supersedes what some people can kind of like envision as a possibility. I mean, I you know, I'd be lying if I said that I didn't have like moments where I'm like, nah, I'm pretty sure this dude's gonna like walk out of this opening, when everything else in the fucking game is telling you your team, everybody's telling you, no, it's going to come from another, no, I feel like it's going to come from this angle. And then, you know, you blast their head off and people are like, how the fuck did you know? Like, you have a feel for what's going to happen. And again, if that's like a confidence thing, if you're confident enough in your read of the game and you stick to it, if it works, people question, how the fuck did you know that? If it doesn't work, they'd say you're a moron. Why the fuck did you do that? Prime example is just look at a couple nothing stream clips. There's a lot of examples of people. I think the reason why nothing is probably one of the best examples is because most of his mechanical play later in his career, early on, nothing was he was a demon. But like later in his career, he just kind of like had that natural progression where he said, hey, mechanically I'm falling off. I'm going to jump with both feet heavily into like actual like in-game mechanics, reads, and you know, a feeling for the game. Got really fucking good at it. And there's arguably a lot of decisions that he made that, again, they worked out. So then there's that question of how the fuck did you know? But I think a lot of people probably didn't give him the benefit of the doubt. And if it didn't work out, they would say he's fucking washed, right? Flusho 100% utilize the cheats that I referred to earlier, and probably more. Nothing smoked with me in my truck, then proceeded to knock my team out. Code 5 group play, lol. Back in the day, like 2008. That's actually hilarious. Word.exe. What was that? Forsaken? What was that guy's name? Forsaken? Single-handedly brought down an entire Middle Eastern ESL protocol. They just like shut it down. They're like, actually, never mind. We've got to set an example. What was the cheat that Optic India guy was? Yeah. Word.exe. Yep. Let's invest and bring up the Indian esports team. Forsaken. Watch what I'm about to do. Yeah. At that point, you do have to kind of... What the fuck was everybody else doing around this man? He was even doing it like on a laptop or something, and saying he was that fucking good. I think I don't remember who it was, if it was Thorin or somebody. He had like a faster click ratio or response time than Simple on a laptop with like shitty fucking internet or something like that. And everybody's like, yeah, we Optics like, yeah, we go into the tourneys. Cultural impact 100. Yeah, people are fucking crazy. So anyways, cheating bad, right? So right, Swifty? I honestly, like, at that point, fuck it, we ball, right? Only rival is Stu. True. Speaking of impact, what a vitality game anyway. How'd they do? Wasn't paying attention. 2-0 vitality. So huh. This DGT guy is fucking legit, huh? That's pretty poggies. I wish I could care that much about a CS match. If you were there, you would too. If you were there, you would too. It's the McDonald's sponsor. Yeah. All right. Guess we should probably play the video game that we just talked about for like an hour and change. Solid 2-hour yap sesh. Gotta switch it up every once in a while. I actually prefer fucking hanging out and catching up on shit than just jumping into a game and being like, okay, it's time to play, guys. You got time to play. It used to be aimbot's time. Times have changed. True. True. What headphones are you using nowadays? These are my old Audio Technicas. I just realized when I first started watching your stream, I was 15. I'm now 25. Brother. It's fucking wild, man. It's 14 back then. Dear me. Let's not talk about ages. Swifty, you're in your prime. You're in your goddamn prime. You're in your goddamn prime. Bones unironically raised 2 children. See, the thing is, it's like almost by default more than, like by proxy, it's more than that. Because like if I raised people through my stream and then they went on to raise people, like by proxy, I've played a part in them raising their kids. I mean, it's like, I'm Italian, but I'm not the Godfather, guys. Collateral raisage. Bones impact rating global 0.01%. That's fucking wild to think about, actually. If you listen, if you would have told me, right? Because I don't know, a lot of you guys probably don't know this, right? So I streamed off and on for like years to like 2 people, right? 1 or 2 people. If you would have told me that one day I'd have like a room full of people that had been watching me for enough time to where they've like went on, built families, you know, graduated college, fucking got married and had kids and all this shit, I would have like spit in your face. It's fucking wild. Fucking wild. First streamer ever sub to? That's badass. That's an accolade right there, brother. Number 1 influence on my playing CS, then maybe Forrest. Oh, you've heard it here. I am at the same table as Forrest. Cultural impact 100. Searson is the table though. Wish I had my old Twitch account so I could have seen my follow date. What was your old name, Cloudy? Twitch is fucking dog shit, so I can't see what previous names are. Like, Panda changed to Blunty, and the only reason why I knew it was somebody that had been watching for a really long time is A, like the follow date, but B, he had a VIP diamond still. I'm like, okay, who the fuck, you know, like, and Twitch doesn't let you actually see. Like the smart thing would be if I click on your name and then I scroll up through your messages, I could see what your name was when you posted the message. You would think that would make sense, right? But no. Oh, Mr. Panda. Yeah, fuck yeah. Probably shit. 2013 probably. Something like that. That was before, that was actually quite a ways before I went full time. My messages are probably all trolling back in the day. You think so? Your IGN should just be your social security number. Agreed, Lux. No, yeah. I went full time. In 2019, 2020, somewhere in there. For like a year and a half. I don't really, it's all fucking, there's a lot of good and unfortunately a lot of bad during that time in my life. So it's kind of like, I think my brain just kind of crunches it all down into a bouillon cube of salt. I think you just went full time when I tuned in. That sounds about right, Shrifty. Every time I see someone use that command, enable or not, it makes my blood boil a tad. I love the people that are like, I'm watching on my phone, I can't click on my name. You're in floor sales when I showed up. I wasn't part of the Flom raid. Forgot about that. Randomly found you. Yeah. Oh fuck. That's right, Brutal. Was it AJ? That found, or did you randomly do it? Oh, okay. Yeah, he made the emotes, I know. I was trying to think when he joined. He kind of popped in and out like pretty early on. Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah. So he came from you. All right, who's gaming? Panda, you know what's funny? I was thinking about this the other day. So remember how shit it was to try and convert stream VODs to TikTok? Do you remember that? Like, we couldn't get like the aspect ratio right or something, and they always looked like shit. And now, like, it's just like a fucking normal thing to just like restream your stream vertically, and it just like auto fucking uploads. I remember how tough of a time you had trying to fucking convert shit. I don't know what made me think of that, actually. I was thinking about that earlier today. So many things have become so much easier. Welcome back, Vi. I too am curious, and not just because Force is the number god. 12. Holy shit. Not the Kingpin. Swifty, all the maps except for Inferno. Right? Yeah, Inferno and Office, everything else. I don't have much left, Cloudy. I sold a lot of shit. Skins kind of like jumped in price while I was gone. I was like, well, probably never going back. Yeah, he needs to fucking figure out this fridge shit, Hayes. What the fuck? I planted 12 radishes. Impressive. Yeah, I put a lot of seeds in my hands and threw them everywhere. No big deal. Oh, I believe it, Shrifty. You were always a fucking savant when it came to the skin game. Too deep in. I've only been back to CS for like 8 months. How deep we talking? A clip or something, just send her a link. I want to see if I can start editing again. There should be a couple clips in the carousel on the channel, Panda. I know there's at least like there's a couple that were okay. Got a partnership deal with from CS Money today, which is kind of pog. Maybe there's probably like 30K between my investment skin. God damn. I do kind of wish I didn't have. I do wish that I took advantage of some skins opportunities while I was streaming full time and had a little bit of pull. Probably would have made a lot more money. Hello?
Yes, buenos días.
Yo. Silent Kara was one of my favorite knives. Yeah, that was badass. Holy shit, that knife was badass.
Is my CS on my second monitor right now?
The joke is, Cloudy, if I had just waited
I don't know, but you can hit
like
alt
another
enter, it'll
year,
pick window mode and then drag it to your other monitor.
it would have been
You know what?
fucking nuts.
I think I'll
right?
play like this.
Triple pink.
Oh,
Under, yeah.
oh, it's C-Dot. I know this guy. Ow. I'm gonna go to video and fix this.
I did, Cloudy. I
What'd you say I
absolutely
should
did,
do?
unfortunately.
Enter
Had some
and
heirloom
alt
shards
at
in
the same
Apex
time,
last
and
night
then
on
it'll
free
go into
cap,
window
pretty
mode,
much
and you can
500
drag it
bucks.
to your other monitor.
Damn! It's a nice little gift.
It's doing something all right.
I appreciate the offer, Cloudy, but you got extras? Oh, you got it like that, huh, bud? Shit. Alright, everybody's warm, right? From all the yapping?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
How about we just unplug the second monitor? Yeah, that
Is
works.
it not going into window mode when you hit left alt? and
No,
then
it just goes blah, 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 blah.
Push and ramp. Treat the shit as a business, pay tax on it and all. As you should. The government is getting pretty savvy with understanding how digital currency kind of works, right? I know skins are still a gray area, but at least you gotta at least prep for it just in case.
Cable not connected. Guess what?
Job's
Your power's
done.
not connected either, Bozo.
Good job, Kitty, on completing yet another day of work. Just commit tax fraud. It's just free money, right, Vi? Got some lamps. Stairs guy sucks. The other dude just plays up under palace. Like every,
Okay. I'll try to get some for you.
Oh, that's the first time I mollied it.
Triple.
You're by yourself.
Got it.
It's all good.
MCP.
It's all good. He's
Oh,
triple. He's
head
triple.
first,
He's
huh?
triple. He's triple.
Flashing
Stick
default.
it now.
One jungle, one.
NT.
I thought crypto was the main component of the whole tax deal, where like you legitimately get asked if you've pulled crypto out now. Weird. Yeah. So I wonder how people are skirting taxes by utilizing the one capacity that's probably more likely to be tracked. Yeah. Huh.
One window. One bottom.
Yeah, bank withdrawals are
Probably gonna get
the
swung.
cleanest way to not necessarily receive a 1099. I'm not advocating for tax fraud, by the way. I'm just saying that, like, literally, that's just how it works. Flashing in the site.
You should just go B. I'm
One
being
tag in
honest.
window, one tag. Oh my god, he peeks out and then as soon as I turn around.
He might jump out window.
One's coming mid to cat. I was the top mid guy. 2 catwalk. I'm coming apps to help you. Just give me a sec. He's out E-box. Nice.
Geometry, mother.
The
This is a Cali server?
It
Yeah,
feels
probably.
kind of dog shit, huh?
Yeah, what's going on there?
I'd love my AK back. That'd be pretty sick, Boyle. Thank you, Boyle.
Yeah. Just call me the new maths guy. The new numbers guy.
If I told you he's opping con, you wouldn't believe me.
Is he off and gone?
Oh, that.
Yeah, they mollied underpass. They mollied underpass.
Yeah, I
my
saw
God.
that.
One jungle.
Yeah, one jungle. One ticket.
I got shot from that one. God damn it.
We don't have one.
He's getting it. Give him time. One's definitely CT though.
Throwing smoke.
Check top missiles for us. They might have been boosted. I never know.
Fire in the hole.
That's
I'm
fine.
going to plant this thing.
Who's cat?
Grenade out.
I can contribute to the Cali server probability. You son of a bitch. You'll be the shapes guy, forced to keep the numbers. I like shape. I'm good at shape.
Jump.
Why are we trusting the youngest person here at the numbers? It makes sense a little bit, in my mind. Huh. He has the most recent schooling, true. Yeah, I heard his. That's unfortunate. Unless you love it, then I'm happy for you, but very
Flashing for you. It's probably op and con. I'm being real.
Okay, he's lower.
take it or leave it. Fair.
One's
Yeah.
running cat. He fell back.
Pushed up close. I think he's window too. One way smoke.
Top con.
I'm throwing a flashbang.
Nice try.
Bullets. Probably gonna end up in Seattle after. That's actually kind of pog. You're in school to be a doctor right now, Bob. Hell yeah. That's poggies.
100 past one.
Two push close. Hey.
Holding cat. Nice.
There could be a second dude. They
One
threw
in
like
ladder.
3 triple flashes over apps.
Still on ladder. He's back on cat now.
Bricks.
He might peek behind the
Got
smoke
one
here.
fucking smoke.
Oh, I suck.
Yeah.
Just one guy apps.
Not ideal.
Peek behind the smoke and cat.
I like knew he was gonna be there and still didn't fucking react. Moron. Absolute moron.
Dude, I almost forgot my PEDs.
Force, when are you gonna hit the gritty?
I wish I could. Actually, no, I can't.
He has not enough gout for that.
No, you gotta like. There's like a.
Can you flash con for us? Never mind.
Workshop one, yeah.
South elbow. There we go.
Want a flash or no?
One's top jungle. I'm getting
Not
out
enough
of this
yet.
place. I'm going A.
Red Maker's poopy, second
Clearing
time it's
out pallets
underpooped
for
my
you,
dough
okay?
and undercooked the loaf. Tossing that machine never again. Oh, is it a relatively new bread maker, Kitty?
I don't think they push palace.
Default. Default dead.
I need a translator. I need a Gen Z dictionary.
I'm 1 HP. I can't really take this fight.
Yeah, on God, for real, no cabbage. No cabbage. There is 0 cabbage. Got for Christmas 2 years ago. I've used it 3 times. First time was for focaccia. Oh, I love a good focaccia, man. Fuck, focaccia's good. Ah, I see. Yeah, that's not ideal. I should.
Good job. Oh! Hot.
That brain cell's so fucking strong.
You
No
tickled
drop.
me. It's a little bit of a singe.
How do you feel
Singe
about the
my
new
toes.
sticker placement thing, though? That's pretty sick, right?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Look at my barrel of my gun. Hey, cat, dude.
While watching window.
Oh.
Across.
You're watching window. Flash off,
You're
cat.
watching
by
the
way.
Disney Channel.
Genuinely think this dude's cat bricks again. One's top con. Scope's top
I
con.
think they're doing the same thing every round.
There's
Just
two
saying,
guys
why
top
not?
con.
Oh. Could I get the flashbang? Window
I'm
smoke's
coming
gone.
around.
He on fifth L. Damn it. He dropped off. He's still.
Assuming orange does not have a gun. Oh, you only have a scout. Okay, never mind. My bad.
That's not bad.
One singular brain cell left.
You know, it's good to get the dog water game out of the way first before the best of 3. So
True, true.
It's Cali servers. None of us are donk, you know. What do you want from me?
I asked for a top mid flash, and I got zeroed out.
I think I'm just maybe playing a little too slow for these
Wait.
guys.
I'm flashing your con perp if you're gonna peek it. Flash your con.
On the fans. Oh, he's. Oh,
I'm losing my mind! Sorry. I'm already screaming. It's like halfway through one game.
These guys are smelly. I'm not gonna lie.
bullets just aren't hitting him today. I don't know what's going on.
You're 8-8, dude.
My brain is actively losing
No,
wrinkles.
they aren't hitting.
The wrinklage is that's good for brains, man.
It's
The
true. You make
wrinkler
a
the
good point.
better. I shoot the fucking fluffiest cotton balls. Are you literally or widowy? Yes.
He like pushed up house or something.
Probably say you are correct. This is not where I would plant. Questionable, questionable, questionable.
On CT.
I think he's up ramp. Yeah.
Ooh. Fucking meatball.
Flashbang out.
Ooh.
Wow.
Hi.
Let's try.
Hello.
I want a mallow ball shooter thingy to attack the
It's all good.
spiders in my
Nice try,
life.
Jordy.
Isn't there like a salt shooter or something? Is that a thing, or am I making that up? That's a thing, right? Like shoots little grains of salt at for insects. Salt gun's a thing. Okay.
Time to move, knuckleheads.
I go die in mid, be right back.
I'm throwing the flashbang.
I'll come with you. Don't worry about it.
East window.
Yeah. Just peek.
Idiot!
Oh.
Oh, he close.
Spotted B.
He's up, cat. Cat push. There's 1B. You did.
That's some big brainery right there.
Market door.
I'm gonna swing my apartment. It's
Yeah,
like a
dude,
wolf spider
walk up half row.
hatchery even
That's what
after
he's
I
doing, just
vacuum
fucking
so many
teammate.
eggs. That's kind of creepy.
Full wide. Okay.
Good.
Alright, no longer visiting kitty. Yeah, that's fucking.
I'm walking up, cat. I'm walking up, cat.
Shoot.
I'm holding
That's a
ankle.
yikes.
Walking up,
I don't
cat.
do spiders,
Oh, you
guys.
already be already, man.
I don't know if you know that, but I don't do spiders.
It's definitely what's going through their heads right now. Their comms. It's the major final.
Pre pro.
Dude, T-Dot hasn't gotten off the game this week. For like the past month.
I know.
Oh, bye.
Red? That's a lot.
Radishes and spiders.
Actually.
Balanced diet.
He's a gamer. It shows.
He's gonna beat me window.
Lux, I have a flash for you, but I'm not.
He could be pushing mid.
They want it.
I legged him. Legged him, con.
Flashing lower mid.
I'm moving towards A. Y'all want any smokes?
One holding close. One under palace too.
In ramp.
One dead mid. One up. One on.
Hawk. Okay.
One cat, I think. Oh no, that might have been you. Mid.
This guy is not gonna move off. Inside con. There we go.
This guy is literally.
Aaron, on top of fire.
He is inside of my hole.
Goodbye.
On top of the fire still.
She even ate other spiders, then I murdered
This
her.
guy's rotating CT. If
The
he's-
only good...
I don't
Pretty
think
real
he's
estate.
he's still stuck in site.
Yeah, I kind of walked into that one, didn't I? The only good spider is a fucking murdered spider.
Mark it. Outdoor, outdoor, outdoor. It's out, dude. Could be out bucks.
He's to the left there, easy.
What the heck?
Nice try. Get after him.
These people are, in fact, holy.
What?
Your guys' ready positions? Super hot.
Thank you. You gotta pose in the mirror first, you know?
You gotta practice. It's like shadow boxing, but just posing.
You do the top half first, and then the
Mhm.
bottom half, and then if you get fancy, you put the two mirrors together. You know what I mean?
Ramp.
Two mid, two are splitting con here.
It flashed.
Smoke.
One's up cat, one's up cat, one's up cat, one's up cat. He's in ladder, in ladder, in ladder, in ladder, in ladder, in ladder.
Yeah.
Top mid. Oh, dude, what
ladder.
is purple doing?
Cat.
They're on B.
Behind me.
Apps guy got fricked on though.
As long as one of them got fricked.
That's all that matters, right?
Yeah.
Standage.
You gotta frick as many of them as you can.
Exactly. Push ramp. Actually, I'm going
In
close.
particular.
Flash mid, top mid.
He's in left side.
Two top mid. Going up cat.
Nice. See that guy.
Another one close.
Why not run through the
Just doing
console?
Two con.
Two con now.
Makes sense to me.
Nice try.
The one pretending to be Tiny, we know Tiny isn't that good. Yeah, Taint's not that good. Taint, Tint, Tiny, whatever.
Shall we coordinate a mid push, perhaps? Period.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll work.
Wow, that was a very emo yeah. It was really a real emo yeah. You flashed underpass, by the way.
Use 100 HP.
Best intent good.
Yeah, the
fucked.
Galil doesn't work like that for me either. But these guys are so fucking good, bro. You didn't get to frick any of them.
This guy was running over here, then he just
That was
stopped.
like prime freaking terrace where I ain't even fricked it up. Just
You
saying.
fricked it up entirely.
Dude, the dude was running Palace, and so I'm like, I'm gonna get fucking traded if I go fight this ramp guy, and then he just stopped. He like got to the stairway and just stopped.
I've never been more frickin' disappointed.
I appreciate that.
Good talk.
Maybe not. Oh,
Oh, that's pretty bad.
Now they got that out of my system.
You're gonna run in front of me. I'm not gonna lie.
What? This game? That did not happen. You know?
Nice. All right, I'll be right back.
That was a solid.
Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back.
I had expectations. All of them have been broken.
Anytime you
yeah, that was a really good warm-up game.
I don't see that.
I had 0 enemies. I don't think I threw a single flashbang that entire game.
You guys hear my stream that time? All right.
Welcome back.
You're back.
Yeah, thanks. We're so back.
You ready?
Store new. Oh, I can claim my Forest DD pad.
Is everyone
MP7.
else ready?
No.
New and popular.
Yes.
Is it just me, or does it bother me that it keeps this new
Like what?
notification up?
Ancient, okay.
Oh, like what?
Oh, we're just going through the vetoes right now.
You know what really grinds my
What are you
gears?
talking about?
When you click the ready button, it doesn't do the ka-chink anymore.
Oh my! I didn't even realize that.
I chink. Is that what you miss about CS:GO so much? Is the ka-chink? Is like the
Yeah, dude, but
little reactive noises that happen as part of the UI?
trails you leave.
I'm not gonna say that's the only thing. It's just like a huge part of the reason why this go.
One of the many.
I'm amazed you didn't get addicted to cases if that was the case.
No, they annoyed me. I never got anything good. Back with dinner, a little turkey burg with avocado sauce. Ooh, that reminds me. I've got 2 chicken burgers waiting for me. Cooked up some chicken burgers before the stream. Avocado sauce sounds good though.
Back don't I? I'm run shot by a Chinese man. What's that? Could be donut.
I don't know.
People are coming donut.
Gush down.
Frick him? Frick him? He fricked you.
Nice.
Frick those nerds up, man. Nice.
Nice, yeah. They did not
Off to a remarkable start.
If only like screaming fuck actually got me
We
laid,
rush,
I think I would have populated the
rush
whole
B?
world at this point.
Flashes?
Yeah, I'll flash for you. I got actual flashes.
Yeah.
I got a smoke.
They go to the right, so don't look to the
That's not
right.
how you
And
smoke.
if you get mad at that, replay this.
Flashbang out.
Go! I got you. Popping bangers.
Smoking.
Damn. Ah.
Your armor is not to get to live too.
Now I only have 99 armor. I have to rebuy. What the frick?
True. I'm smoking house. Go out mid. Oh god. Actually, you know what? I'll maul your jump up. So y'all don't die. I don't have a Molotov. They can go jump up.
I haven't been more blind. I'm backside.
Like half HP.
Said one backside, my TV turns on. So I guess my apartment's haunted now.
You know what? We should probably get back to our team.
I disagree, actually.
You disagree on what basis? Do you have an argumentative thesis for this?
You wouldn't get it.
Yeah, way too many numbers.
No.
Nice try.
Yeah, you wouldn't understand. There's too many numbers.
Bonus round.
I'm trying to focus up right now. Alright, my hands are sweaty. My tea is down.
No.
It's not a good time.
See your T's down?
Yes,
You have low T
maybe.
Age of fucking.
from stressing out and Counter Strike.
You have no idea, dude. It's so hard to IGL a team that doesn't listen to you. It's so bad. It's so bad. We've had 3 stand-ins this season. I'm amazed we got in the playoffs.
Fire kind of burns.
Swing him donut.
I'm not dead.
It's probably here close somewhere. Got me.
Did we win? Nah.
Nah.
The desert
Yeah,
eagle
we should
with
go out
the
mid.
net.
Just fucking send it. I lamp you guys out, and it's a good time.
Where's the lamp in this map?
I got it.
There.
Don't worry.
Okay.
You're on fire.
2 out mid, 1 still out. Like on the ledge.
Bandone. I'm gonna get swung
He's
off a
dinged.
cat if we don't push this donut.
Lux, you do not push the donut guy.
Well, we all died. If we send 5 there, 100% win that.
You think so?
Yeah.
There's like a 13% chance it works if we send 5 there.
That's
going
why
B.
we do it again.
Checks out.
That dude is slow blando.
All right. Or how much I did to him.
Crazy.
Win. 51-2. If only there was an instant replay functionality to where I could see how many bullets actually left my gun. Dude, we are owning today, and by we I mean me. I'm fucking owning.
I think your owning statement to go for the whole group here. If I'm being for real. One's cave.
Cave, left side. Still cave. He's got out now.
Be a dude jumpy uppy.
Probably on the ledge in mid again. That's like his favorite spot.
Flash.
I'll flash you guys out if you drop it. Oh,
Flashing left side side.
one slant, one kid.